talking about aliens and aliens being the weak point for Damage Networks. I'm particularly interested this whole weekend really to see how teams that are strong on aliens or weak on aliens play with the new mechanics.
Yeah, exactly. And what's funny is I haven't seen much of the new mechanics in competitive games. Have you?
Well, there's the obvious effect of the change in the skulk movement, and we have started the match. They're ready. We did ready up.
Oh yeah, we are live, folks. They have started the match. We see Baguette starting in warehouse, and Damage Network starting in shipping. They're moving into hub. And
so yeah, I haven't seen much of those new mechanics in terms of the railgun mech, or in terms of the in terms of gorge tunnels or babblers or anything like that. But there's no question that the change in skulk movement has a huge impact on everything that's going to go on this weekend.
Yeah, definitely, and I think we've seen that in matches already. Teams that should have won in their alien rounds lost, and great skulks that I've seen take down 1 versus 3 Marines, not being able to do that anymore. Seeing a push into warehouse, into the main base of Baguette. Damage Networks, knowing that Baguette is such an aggressive team, they are trying to be the aggressor at this point. And
you can see Track kind of down on the floor. He thought that was clear. He was on his way back and he turned around.
Yeah, definitely. We see Baguette pushing into server room. Typical Baguette strategy. They just take the RTs along the way and just keep going down the map. And we're seeing a nice skulk push split in shipping to observation to hub.
Yeah, I don't know if that push is going to pan out very well for DN. It gave Baguette an opportunity to push out. They're up on 4 RTs now. They're going to be able to sit back and hold those 4 RTs and be in a good position for the rest of the match.
Yeah, sitting on 4 RTs is decent resource flow, as we know from games. So protecting those is as long as you hold those throughout the map, like I said. And we see a 5th one being dropped right now. And look at this aggressive play. If you just look at your overlay, and you can see the positions of Baguette at this point. They are just 1 through south tunnels, 2 through logistics. DN
here
knows
comes Annihilator
in
from behind. Logistics are going to have a good little fight here. Golden is already at half health. Annihilator comes in. Oh, he's going to get seen. Track takes him down quickly. Golden's going to go in and try and get a couple bites, but he's going to be completely ineffective. Boom comes in to back up. He's going to get a bite or 2 on Track before he goes down. There's the medkits. Track already.
Shots and medkits and support from Baguette and their commander. We're seeing Mezzanine RT being attacked, and Tanis is there. I think he's going to be able to take down these 2 skulks. He might.
Oh, wow. Medkits away with so little health.
7% health there. The Marines did push the aliens out of logistics. They're going back into repair room. 27%. We see Golden attacking. And 9% just saves it right at the end. Wow, some great play from Baguette, as we normally know of.
Yeah, but even with that Mezzanine RT going down, they're still sitting on 5 res nodes. So, they certainly are aware. DN is certainly aware of the situation, and that they really need to do some res deny here, which is why you saw them pushing on repair instead of worrying about logistics.
Yeah, and what's tough about aliens, just aliens period, is that it's hard for them to expand when the Marine team is all over the place because of sys chains being cut. So it's difficult for that commander to try to get map control if the Marines are allowed to just run amok.
Yeah, and you can see that the aliens are sitting on only 2 res nodes as logistics is down, and this is a really bad position for them to be in. Again, 5 res nodes for Baguette, only 2 for Damage Networks, and the pressure is just not stopping here. You can already see Baguette pushing into elevator transfer. Lednar's going to clean up Annihilator and go straight for that sys chain once again.
Yeah, and Damage Networks saying that they worked on their alien game at this point. It may not have been enough to go up against Baguette's Marine game, which I know is one of their strongest. They have some great shots on their team, which we're seeing. We're seeing a push and elevator transfer. Leidnar gets taken out before he can put up that power node. And look at just where they're staying. Like, we got 1 in hub just hanging out, 1 in repair room, 1 in logistics. They are just spread out along the map because almost one Marine is equals to 2.
Yeah, I was just going to say that the fascinating thing to me about Baguette so far is they have gone at least 1-to-1 on every engagement. You know, they're entering, even when they get into 2v1 engagements, they're always taking at least one person down.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, usually we see, you know, two skulks versus a marine. That skulk, you know, that marine doesn't take down anything, and basically Baguette has some great aim, and that RT in elevator transfer for the aliens goes down. Annihilator, their DN's marine commander, as a skulk in there, gets seen and shot off the ceiling, bullet through the head. Connie running away from that shotgun. At this point, we see Armor 1 being researched right now. Weapons 1 is up. They got Weapons 1 shotguns, folks. And as I said in the last cast of Mercury versus Nexel, we see these upgrades come up in competitive games real fast. Definitely over phase gates.
Absolutely. You know, especially when you're playing with this kind of high caliber of player, every little bit of damage and every little bit of armor really helps. So that's obviously a priority for them. If you go ahead and pull up the resource screen, you're going to see just how dramatic the play has been so far this round.
Yeah, definitely.
Just how huge difference.
Lagging behind, poor DN just can't seem to get a foothold with any RTs. They're sitting on 3 right now. They know, what I like about what they're doing here is, if you look at, they are grouping up. They know they cannot take Baguette one-on-one as aliens. The shots are just way too good.
Yeah, and again, I wonder how much the change in skulk mechanic is playing a part in that. You know, we'll see if they can sort of survive long enough to get up to lurks, and we do see the first lurk coming out in the form of Damage Network's Meb. He's going to be lurking, and so we'll see if that can turn the tides a little bit. A nice fight going on over logistics. That's where Meb is. A 4-man push from DN is going to take out Tanis, who is down there trying to take out the RT, but we do see Observation go down on the other side of the map at the same time. A really well-timed dual-prong push from Baguette.
Yeah, it's great. They're keeping the aliens guessing. This is what I've seen them do in the prior week. They push on both sides. They change up their tactics. But we're seeing a very good reaction from DN, at least better than what I've seen in some teams, keeping that pressure on. Repair Room RT going down, though it doesn't, you know, that's not too bad. They're sitting on 6 RTs. What a resource flow that Baguette is getting. And once those resources pile up, and we see weapons too coming right now, I mean, they are just going to go in there with guns blazing.
Yeah, I mean, we do see phase gates up as well. Phase tech is ready. There's the phase gate into hub, just went up, and that's just going to spell a lot of trouble for DN, and the reinforcements are going to be coming so much faster now.
Yeah, and you know what, as you said in the last game, competitive play, phase gates go in, you know, non-tech point areas in competitive matches, because people know that you can, it's more about getting people around your map to all points more quickly than just to a tech point.
Right, and you know, and that really is what separates the professional teams from you know, the amateurs, is being able to get reinforcements to a tech point when needed, and not have to worry about that last kind of split second of needing that extra 2 seconds of having a phase gate right on the tech point. Is knowing that they can sort of wander in a couple seconds late and still clean up.
Yep. And we just saw a 3 Marine push from elevator transfer to observation get stomped by DN, 3 versus 5 in that. And we're seeing the logistics RT in trouble for the aliens, and it is gonna go down. Wow, they cannot get a foothold on this map. But for Damage Networks, kudos to Damage Networks. They are, you know, grouping up, meeting these head on. They're trying to take down these RTs, but the Marines are just too quick.
Yeah, and you know, Baguette's playing it perfectly. They are clearly aware that DN has started to group up, and they're doing exactly what they need to do, which is pushing 2 sides of the map at once. Every time there's an engagement in elevator transfer, you see logistics go down. Every time there's an engagement in logistics, you see observation go down.
Yep, and we're seeing a lurk just kind of harassing there in hub, but Harax is there. Oh, we see an armory coming up. I guarantee you they are gonna get a robotics factory up in hub just to get those arcs around the map more quickly.
I definitely respect Baguette's patience right now. You know, they could be really aggressive. They've been really aggressive all game, but they've kind of reeled it back in a little bit as those lurks came out. They're pressing the advantages they have, especially that phase gate in hub. But like you said, they're probably going to get a robotics factory up there really soon. Definitely, you know, good metered, patient play coming out from Baguette.
Yeah, and Baguette is playing the way I've seen Baguette play. Like, they have not changed their tactics. I was thinking that, you know, since other teams knew that they were, you know, as aggressive as I've said, or as people said, that they would change up their tactics to keep their enemy, you know, on their toes. But they're not. They're just staying true to that. And we're seeing that newly dropped Repair Room Hive, only 9% grown, 36% health. The Marines do know about it. They are in there, and that hive is vulnerable. This happened to Damage Networks in the last match against OP as well. They could never secure that Repair Room hive. It just kept getting taken down.
And they are doing a good job of securing it. They have plenty of defense over there, 2 lurks and a couple skulks, but again, on the other side of the map, down in observation, a 2 Marine push, pushing in, taking out observation, and here they come straight for shipping.
Yeah, those Marines are going to go into the main base there, and the Aliens Damage Networks is going to be split in terms of defense. And they know that they're coming into shipping. Though a couple aliens have left Repair Room and are heading to shipping.
And what good communication. As soon as those lurks left from Repair Room, you see a 2-man push coming from Hub through that phase gate into Repair Room. Here comes Track and Tanis. Golden is already on low health on that lurk. That hive is only at 41% grown. There are crags there, so it's going to get plenty of health. But we'll see if they can hold out. And they did stop the push and shipping. More reinforcements coming from Hub through that phase gate. This is, you know, pressure all day.
Yep, and we're seeing those Marines that just came through phase gate. They're going to just keep trickling in, pressure on Repair Room, and keep pressuring on shipping at this point. We got 1 Marine below Repair Room, another one in Hub, 2 in Hub coming in.
We do see Marines are now on both Weapons 2 and Armor 2, and here come the jetpacks. The Protolab did go down just a short while ago, so this could get really ugly really quickly.
Yeah, Marines with jetpacks, with shotguns and weapons upgrades is not good. And we do see a robotics factory go down, though it did not go down where we thought it was going to be. They dropped it in main base.
You know, with that second hive going up in Repair Room, I can't blame them for that. Having such a strong position to push on Hub from Repair, having that robotics factory there could be a little dangerous. You know, with that second hive going down, they're probably going to get Bile soon, so that may be what they were considering. With Bile coming up, that they wanted to make sure that that robotics factory was not under imminent threat.
Yeah, and we see that Repair Room hive has been grown. Jetpacks are almost done. Factory's almost done. Armor 3 has just started being researched. This hive may have came a little bit too late. We see Leap being researched as well at this point, and another push coming into Repair Room from Baguette.
And you know, if you look at the resource screen, you're going to see that Baguette has not fallen below 6 resource towers in the last 5 minutes, and even before that they were only down to 6. Only down to 5 for, you know, maybe 30 seconds back in about the 8th minute.
Yeah, exactly. And this resource, if we look at just the resource game, Baguette is just dominating, which is just going to allow that commander to drop basically a lot of stuff to be upgraded and researched, and we're going to start seeing some heavy weapons come on the field after all these upgrades go up.
And you know, this is such a huge flip from how the games typically played out prior to the patch on Thursday, the big gorgeous patch. You know, you used to see aliens were, you know, so dominant in the res game. Their economy was so strong by comparison.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we're seeing a big push in Repair Room. 3 Marines with jetpacks. That is not good for Damage Networks. That's going to be very hard to defend against. We're seeing eggs go down. They have, I think, 1 egg left in there, though we see a bunch of Hydra farms trying to get those Marines back. They change up the push. They know that those Hydra farms are there. They're going to come through logistics, and they're going to hit shipping because they know Repair Room they know Repair Room is just gorged up, so they're just going to keep their push into shipping. And now that gorge, we see him coming from Repair Room, doesn't know what to do. Should I go to shipping or should I stay here?
Where it's safe. Oh no. Yeah, you know, and meanwhile, while they were kind of slowly pushing out of repair down into logistics, and as the Marines pushed on logistics, Heracles was down in shipping already, clearing out eggs. So they're at an egg deficit. They're still on 2 res nodes. You know, damage networks. They, you know, this is such again a patient game from Baguette. They are really dragging this out, and with good reason. They're in such a strong position. They don't need to be aggressive. They can play attrition.
Big pain coming in from ore processing. 4 arcs being set up right now with backup of 3 Marines, and we see some Max behind there as well, building that RT. And this, oh wow, what artillery coming in to that hive in Repair Room. They are in trouble.
Yeah, here we go. Here comes the big push. 4 arcs set up in the ore processing hallway. Here comes the counterattack. They're going to see if they can get something done here. Connie's almost about to go down. We've already lost 2 Crags on the hive. Connie's dead. Meb's going to try and clean up, but man, the Baguette players are so high health.
They are so high health. And that hive gets destroyed. What great defending of those arcs by Baguette. You know, usually you see arcs being set up in pub games, and then everyone protecting them just runs in. And that obviously is why you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You need to protect those arcs.
Yeah, absolutely, and a good job of doing so. So there goes Blink and Leap. You know, I don't really see this one being recoverable by DN at this juncture.
No, I have to give it to DN at this point. From their last Alien games that I did see, I do see the practice that they've done, but against such an aggressive team like Baguette, it just wasn't enough to overcome that aggressiveness. And also, we're just talking pure skill in just aim.
And again, I'll go back to that change in skulk movement. So for those who aren't familiar with what we're talking about, there was a big content patch on Thursday, and there's some controversy over whether the change in skulk movement is a bug or a feature, because it was not included in the change logs. But basically, it used to be that you could maintain your momentum from wall jumping after you hit the ground. If you jumped again immediately when you hit the ground from a wall jump, you didn't lose very much momentum. The change now is that the moment you hit the ground, as opposed to a wall, you lose all of your forward momentum. You go back to running speed. So it has made just skulk in general is a lot weaker. And there's the GG.
Wow, there's the
Finally.
GG. We knew that was going to happen. Baguette takes it as Marines 2-0. DN just not enough to stop that. And for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to switch servers, and we will be back. This is REDDOG.TV and this is REDDOG on REDDOG.TV with Nietzsche, and we'll be back for round 2, Damage Networks versus
See you shortly.
See you shortly, guys.